that we even got close to that law was the issue of the acting as a former governor of this state, that it would, and that was a long time ago. We challenged them to tell us the date that law was passed, where it. Thank you very much. All right, so thank you very much, gentlemen.
We are not rushing to our duty.
More like test stories that are totally at variance with reality, and all with the sole purpose of trying to taint the image of our governor, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. I believe that Oborowori is a man that has what it takes to do more and sustain the legacies of Okowa, and that it was time for them to reward the PDP administration in the state. And so they voted overwhelmingly for Oborowori. So, but for those who lost, we have extended the olive branch, asking them to join us in building a much more stronger Delta. But instead of doing that, we are beginning to see that they are very much more comfortable telling stories to want to diminish the hard-earned reputation of this administration, and especially that of our governor. All of you are very much aware that for any law passed by the assembly that the governor assents to, we don't do it in secret. The assembly sits in the open, deliberates on both the first, second, and third reading of any of the bills or proposals, in the full glare and the coverage of the media and members of the public who usually once in a while visit the assembly to observe proceedings. And at the end of the day, even when they proceed to the government house for the purpose of the governor appending his signature by way of assent to such piece of legislation, we also do invite the media, even as we also brief the media, as to both the import and the intent of such legislation. Now, the first issue which I said I need to address is that of our liaison office in Lagos. I have made it very, very clear that the liaison office, we needed to take advantage of the prime position that it occupies, and that is not enough for you to just have a story building in that kind of place and just have a few staff. But that we can afford to both have a liaison office with those number of staff, and at the same time, have what will bring revenue for the state by way of engaging a private property developer, such that when the different flats of this particular property is developed, about 21 flats, that we would have been able to now see the number of those flats to the state government for the purpose of having our liaison office in the same building. But you know that if you are going to rebuild that structure, you are not going to also have the liaison office in the same place at the same time. And what we did was to temporarily relocate the liaison office while we urge and assist the developer by way of enabling environment to fast-track the purpose of developing this particular structure, which initially we were hoping to build about 21-story building or thereabout. But eventually, it wasn't approved. I think it was about 10 that was approved for us to build and house this number of flats. And so if that is the case, how on earth will anybody begin to say that we sold liaison office? To who? And you can see they are not able to mention that this is the person you sold to, and this is the amount it was sold. You can't sell a property of the state government, no amount, no buyer, and you keep saying that the thing has been sold.